Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Talk to Me Sister. Today, we're going to be talking about Black love is dying and why people say that. Back in the day, whether you are a social media icon, a public figure as a whole, or even just a normal person, we would see a lot of Black love being showcased, as like, oh my God, you're the perfect Black love couple. Oh my God, you guys are Black love, kings and queen couple goals, all these things, right? But behind closed doors, the person that you're with could be very abusive, can be very toxic, even with each other, but you don't see it in the spotlight, obviously, right? Like, for an example, Will and Jada. Okay. We consider them as like Black love back in the day versus um, Obama and Michelle Obama. You know what I'm saying? There's a different aspect, there's a different, insight of what's real Black love and what's fake for the camera Black love. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes down to the NFL, you see a lot of Black men go to the snow bunnies, as we call them, and not a whole lot of kings and queens being Black. And I can understand why to some degree, because a lot of the times people portray us Black women as ghetto, ratchet, we're gonna take your money, we're baby mamas, all this stuff, right? We don't know how to behave, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes it's true, and other times it's not. Like, we can be intelligent, we are smart, we are classy, but because people in general, whether it's in movies, media, betray us as struggled, mad, Black, ratchet, X, Y, and Z Black woman. You know what I'm saying? And it's really hard to picture a Black love without it being very toxicity. I tried Black love back in the day when I was coming up. I didn't really have any good Black love influencers in my life, from my mother's side to even my father's side. There was so many divorce rates that was skyrocketing, so much DV going on, so much toxicity as a whole. And even baby boomers for that matter, you would see the Black love, but then it's like they didn't believe in divorce. So whether if your man is cheating or being very lustful, being an alcoholic, whatever it may be, it's like you have to stay with them. And they call that Black love. That's like a struggle to me. I don't consider that Black love. I just don't. I tried it Black love a few times. My sister has tried Black love a few times. And eventually she found her Black love, which is beautiful. It took her a really long time to find that spark for her because she'd been through a lot of toxicity, men um, that were very abusive, very toxic, very DV. I've been through it myself. I experienced my first DV, and it was hard because, again, I didn't know anything about Black love. No one really taught me the value of Black love because it was portrayed in a negative light. When you see Michelle Obama and Obama, I consider that Black love. You don't really see that much of being a team and I'm your ride or die. Or, it's really, really rare and a very small percentage into finding that Black love. A lot of these Black men didn't really grow up having a father, and it's the truth. And it causes them to have really bad tempers. Even if their grandmother raises them, which is 90% of the time, a lot of Black men are raised by their grandmothers because their parents ain't doing the right thing, whether if they're on crack, drugs, alcoholism, abandonment, whatever it may be, right? And because of the media, portraying us as a negative light, bad apple, the whole nine yards, it's really hard for us as Black girls, Black young ladies, to finding that perfect Black king. It's always violence, it's always toxicity, it's always an angry Black woman, beating beat up. I mean, hello, we've seen all the Tyler Perry movies of him portraying Black love in a negative light. Even if he tries to make something magical, it ends up being a struggle at the end of the day. And we've seen it. We've seen it. If you guys haven't seen Why Did I Get Married Part 2, where in the beginning, Jill Scott had this Black love magic, which she thought she had, and ended up being trash. But then when she found another black love, which is like her knight in shining armor, it kind of went to doo doo in part two to some degree. So it's really hard to find that spark, that special gem, that, you know what I mean? That diamond that you can like, excuse me, that you can say, hey, I found my person. When you see Hurt, excuse me, and his love, it's like, wow, that's a first for me. Because a lot of these NFL players are always going to these snow bunnies. Not that many of them will go to the Spanish community, but it's like you don't really see a lot of Black love. And no race is perfect. We all know this. No race is perfect. No race is magical. We all have our ups and downs. We all have our flaws. We all have our pros and cons, etc. I tried Black love a few times in my life. My sister, before she met her real Black love, she struggled with it a couple of times when she was in her 20s. And it can be really difficult because, again, we as Black women, Black young girls who grew up in a toxicity household relationship where nobody in both sides of our family showed us real Black love when it came to the struggles and being a ride or die and stuff like that. It was always a divorce. It was always DV. It was always alcoholism or Papa was a Rolling Stone, you know, things like that. And it's always the boomers and the Gen X that would showcase this so-called Black love to us millennials and Gen Zs thinking this is Black love, but it really isn't. Even in Hollywood, when you hear about Terrence Howard being very DV, when you hear about Cardi B and Offset being really toxic with each other, you hear Nicki Minaj and her husband being very toxic towards one another. It's like, is anybody real Black love these days with besides Michelle Obama and Obama? Like, come on now. It's really, really rare to finding that special Black love. It's really hard to find, whether you're on dating apps or doing things in person. It's just really, really hard to find that special something. And I understand back in the day, to some degree, we used to think Black love was about those beautiful love songs back in the 40s and 50s and 60s was like the perfect Black love, the perfect everything, right? But sometimes those Black musicians, when you become their so-called, you know, perfect queen or whatever, they end up being very abusive at times. And you're like, wait a minute now, what the fuck happened here? You know? Even in the 90s, it could be like this too. So it's really, really rare to finding that special Black love without it being so problematic or selfish or toxic or DV and so on. And right now, I feel like as I transition, I'm being more closer to a different race, a different community than I once were. I used to be part of the Black community, but the Black community don't want me anymore. Now it's the Indian community. Now it's the Arab community. Maybe sometimes it's the Spanish community to some degree, not as much, but you know, it's like whatever, whether it's on social media or not. It's like that's my new audience now versus back in the day, it used to be the Black community where I would get all the attention. I would get praised. I had so many cool dudes wanting to date me, you know, or wanting to fight over me. It was so much fun. It felt magical. It felt heard because I grew up in the South, where I was surrounded by people that were a little bit prejudiced towards me. Obviously, when you're in the South, you're a Black girl. We all know how this goes because it's been this way with our grandparents, it's been this way with their my great great grandparents, and so on. And it's really hard to find that perfect someone that is in your race because all these Black men are so problematic. They're either going to jail, they got anger issues of some sort, they all got problems. No matter how old you are, no matter how young you are, it's like, does it even exist? And when you see these mixed interracial couples on social media, they're like portraying a false advertisement at times. Yes, you can love whoever the fuck you want. I have no problem with that. Whether he's Asian, whether he's white, whether he's Hispanic, it doesn't matter. But the way social media portrays is that you have to be with this race. You have to, you know, be with this particular person who is this race because it's so much magical. And I'm like, that's not true. Any race can be problematic. Any race can be, oh, toxic or abusive or any sort. Like, okay, yeah, you can love whoever the fuck you want. I have no problem with that. Obviously, love whoever the fuck you want, especially if it's coming from Christ. You know what I mean? And it could be such a beautiful blessing. But sometimes the way these trends be betraying this false narrative, this anti-Black love situation, it makes you wonder that does it really exist? You know what I'm saying? And, with the shifting relationship norm of social media glorifying I don't need nobody energy, which can make things very out of dated, very out of touch. It's like, I don't need no man, I don't need you, blah, blah, blah. I can handle myself. And, with social media and dating apps, the apps prioritize the looks and instinct gratification over correction. The public breakups, we have high profile splits of Cardi B and Offset, make love very disposable. We have economic pressures. Black people have grown up in poverty in the projects, and the financial instability, money is stress can hit relationships hard, especially in communities facing systematic barriers. The soft life versus struggled love. Many Black women reject the idea of enduring hardships for love, demanding reciprocating and peace. So it's really hard to, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that word. I cannot talk because I have PMS brain, so I do apologize for that. And the healing and trauma underdress generational trauma. Emotional wounds passed down can cause sabotaging intimacy. Therapy stigma. Mental health supporting is rising but still underused in some circles. As we all know, Black men, and I'm guilty of this too because I grew up in a Black household where therapy and counseling is like an anti in the household. You know what I mean? Where we have to push everything down, be a man, blah blah blah. So it's just hard to say, or even just being pressured to be like, you have to be with a Black man. You gotta do this, you gotta do that. And, it's nobody in my family, or rarely anyone in my family, has been with or stayed with. I don't really know my family that well, but I don't really know that much people in my life who have been with a white man or married a white man. Excuse me for that matter. Maybe they have before I was born, but from what I'm seeing, I don't see a lot of interracial relationships in my family. I just don't. And, you know, it's very, very rare to witness that. Um, it's just, I have to say maybe one, but it didn't last. And that was my older cousin. He's with this Hispanic lady, and I have a Hispanic cousin, but they didn't make it. They were very toxic towards each other, but still, it's like it's really hard to find that perfect, quote unquote, imperfect, perfect Black love. You don't really see it that much in the NFL. You don't see it that much in Hollywood. You don't see it that much in the NBA. It's just really, really hard to be a Black love, to be a Black kings and queens. And I don't really see it that much in my family. I just don't. Even if there's like 1%, it's like it doesn't give me any hope. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, being a young child, young adult, seeing people with the same community, the same race, rarely going outside the norm. And then if I go outside the norm, it's like, oh, why are you with an Indian man, girl? You're supposed to be with your own people. You need to be this, you need to be that. Your kids are gonna be confused and all that. Like, no, they won't. I figure if you be with different race, you can learn so much about each other. You can spread so much more love. But because we have this mentality of, the segregation mindset where we have to stay in our lane, we have to stay in our bubble, we have to stay in our community, and you see it so much in media, especially with the NFL. I understand why people can be somewhat frustrated, where it's like, oh, you're with a snow bunny. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with you? Blah, blah, blah. She's gonna take all your money. She's gonna put you in jail. And some of it is true, though, don't get me wrong. But then there's other times where people will like harass you if you fall in love naturally. You know what I'm saying? With a different race versus feeling like you've been assigned. You know what I'm saying? So it's just really, really difficult to really feel and see Black love because so many men have mental anger issues, so much cheating issues, so much everything in a book issues. And it makes us women go to a different race, a different community. And it's hard to stay in our community when so much is going on with our community for so many decades at a time, whether it's in our families, whether it's in our friendship groups, whether it's just, social media and society as a whole. It's really hard to find that Black love. And of course, we see Black love in Michelle Obama, and we see it with Russell and Sierra, you know what I mean, for the first time for Sierra, because remember, she used to be with Future, and that was a hot mess. You know what I'm saying? And then you have Gabrielle and her boo. They've been together for a really long time. I guess I would consider them Black love. I'm assuming, yeah. But it's really hard. But they weren't really like that it couple compared to Jada and Will. But still, you know what I mean? And it's really hard to find that special someone without it being very toxic and very problematic. Like I said, I tried Black love. It didn't go well for me for so many years because I felt like I was being compared to, like, I have to be with this particular community. I have to be with this. I have to be with that. It doesn't work for me. I'm sorry. Like, I tried Spanish. I tried my own group. It doesn't work for me. I even tried white when I was a kid. It didn't work. Being in the South, you know what I'm saying? And now it's like I'm being drawn to Indian and Arab, and I'm cool with it to some degree. Well, not the Arab part. The Arab part was fun, but it was a little scary. And I was like, nah, we're not doing that. But I'm being more drawn to Indian more than anything compared to the Spanish group in my own community, which is Black. And it's really, really hard to, be a part of a Black love community when you don't really see it that much. And I do consider my sister now being in a Black love because she finally found a Black love that's willing to, excuse me, be a team with her when it comes to the kids and when it comes to, owning a business together and all these things. So it's great. And I'm so happy for her that she finally found her Black love. But for me, I'm never going to get that. I tried, I experimented, you know what I'm saying? But I'll never really get it as like a feature thing for myself. I just won't. All these Black men are going towards my aunt. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's a mom now. In case you didn't notice, everyone's a mom now. So when I try to flirt with my own group or even just younger than me, by a couple years, they don't find me attractive. But when I go to the Indian side, maybe Spanish, maybe not as much, but maybe Spanish is like, I get a lot of praise. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so weird. And I understand you should love whoever the fuck you want to love, and that's so true. But it's just so hard to find that diamond in the rough. You know what I mean? When it comes to Black love. Every time we see a Tyler Perry movie, every time we see a biopsy of a Black couple who's in the music industry, you only see the negative toxicity. You don't really see the real Black love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like Black love shouldn't be, perfect. You know what I mean? But come on now. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Give me some Black love where nobody gets shot, nobody goes to jail. We work things out together, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we still kicking it. We're still a ride or die. I consider that Black love. But you don't really see it as much in Hollywood and media and TV shows because it's only being portrayed in a negative light. Even in our own homes, in a normal atmosphere, without being in Hollywood, we don't see Black love in our own families as much. I didn't see it in my own parents. They fought so much, and my mother passed away from DV because of what my father did. My sister, another one. When our father was married to her mom, there was no Black love. It was so much DV and toxicity. My brother, he was in a crazy nutshell type so-called black love relationship, and that's a whole different bar park. It's a whole different story. But still, you don't really see black love as much in our own homes, in our own families. You don't see it in Haley Bailey. You don't see it in Cardi B and Offset. You damn sure didn't really see it as much with Chris Brown and Rihanna back in the day. I thought I was gonna see something with Terrence Howard. I don't remember if he ever was with a black person or not. I'm not sure. I have to look at his history. But I thought Terrence Howard was a black love, and he was not. He's very abusive and DV and crazy and psychopath. There's another one. I can't think of his name. I thought he was going to be a black love until I found out he is abusive. So it's like, you can't win. And even with Tyler Perry movies, you can't win. It's Will Smith and Jada. I thought they were the perfect black love. No, not at all. So it's just when people be like, you need a brother, you need a sister, you need a black queen, you need this. And excuse me, to some degree, I agree. But at the same time, you're pushing us black women away from the black community because y'all black man ain't doing the right thing. Y'all ain't shit. It's like, how can we have black love if you aren't doing the right thing by getting therapy and, getting your life together? Show me that you're doing the right thing. Show me that you're getting yourself together. Show me that you're being serious, because these black men aren't being serious these days. It's always toxic. It's always DV. It's always some kind of abuse. It's always an angry black woman. Tyler Perry, I'm talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it make sense. And when you see all these TV shows and movies being interracial, where the black woman is with the white man, or the black man is with an Asian woman, when you see it in commercials and all this stuff, it's like, love whoever the fuck you want. I have no problem with that. But how it's being portrayed for those who want black love is not going to get it, because it's being portrayed in a negative light for young girls who want that black love, like Michelle Obama and anyone else who really truly is black love. You know what I mean? There's a couple other celebrities who are truly black love, who've been through the storm and the rain and the wilderness and all that stuff. Besides Michelle Obama and Obama, I'm pretty sure there's a couple more, but it's hard to picture that, and it's hard to reach for it when it's being portrayed in the negative light. It's like, how can you tell a young woman that she needs a brother, or how can you tell a young man he needs a sister, when it's being portrayed in a negative light as ratchet and raunchy and angry black woman and abusive and toxic and all these things? That's not black love. And when we see our grandparents being in this so-called black love, yeah, they winged it out, and they got through the struggles and the rain and all that. Okay, but where's the black love? It's like, all I'm seeing is struggle. All I'm seeing is toxic. All I'm seeing is he hit me. All I'm seeing is, oh, it's okay. We'll figure it out. Like, are you kidding me right now? I don't like that. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think it's okay? Do you think black love will make a comeback? Do you think everything's going to be okay with what's going on? Like, is there hope? Is there a comeback? What's going on? So, in case if you guys want to know the answer, will black love make a comeback? Healing center relationships, more couples, are prioritizing emotional safety and growth. Visible of healthy love. Think about the whole thing with Sierra and Russell Wilson, example of joy and not just drama. We have Chance Brown and Tabitha. I can't pronounce her name. They are examples of joy and not drama. We have, a community-led conversation. Podcasts and panels and creators are redefining what Black love looks like in 2025. Black love isn't dying. It's shredding old skins and demanding better. So we need to educate ourselves and really get Black men to go to counseling, to get help, to educate themselves, and to understanding what it means to have a Black queen, what it means to treat the woman right so she won't be pushed away from her community. Because we've seen it too much in movies and TV shows where a Black woman is pushed away to a white man, or maybe a Spanish dude to some degree, who knows? But it's mainly the white dude compared to any other race. Let's just be real. So, what do you guys think? Will there be change? Will it stay where it is? What do you guys think? So, in other news, we're going to be talking about Cardi B and Offset. So, the both couples have fully split. Offset's new album came out with a track called Moved On, which is basically his lyrics goodbye to Cardi B. The Cardi B accuses Offset of harassment, failing to show up for their kids. She also dated NFL star Diggs through the most recently. She deleted his post from IG, sparking breakup rumors. I think I know Diggs, Stefon Diggs. I think I know him. I don't remember which team he played, but I can't remember. Is he from Dallas? I'm not sure. I gotta remember. I don't know. I gotta see if he's from Dallas or not. But if you guys think he's from Dallas, let me know. I could have sworn he's from Dallas. I think he was with Dallas, or he might be with somewhere else. Let me know what you guys think. In other news, we haven't heard that much from Hailey Bailey and her toxic relationship from Mermaid to Mayhem. Hailey and DDG welcomed their son Halo not that long ago, a couple years ago. As of August of 2025, a judge has banned both parents from posting Halo on social media. Good. Due to the escalating legal drama. To me, you shouldn't be posting your kid anyway, and not, knowing that I feel like DDG was posting more of the kid than Hailey was. That's just me. Because this dude always got to have this baby, like on him 24/7 when it comes to like being live and everything on social media. It's like, can you for one stop exploiting your child? Can we stop doing that? Like, child exploitation is very dangerous, and apparently he doesn't care. But I'm really glad that the judge have basically both banned the parents from posting Halo on social media. Like, it should have been done years ago. The minute he came to this world, he should have been banned from posting both. Well, I feel like Hailey doesn't really post that much about her kid. If I'm not mistaken, I don't really follow her that much on social media, but I feel like he does more of the exploitation than she does. But let me know if you guys feel any different. So Hailey was granted a temporary restraining order against him in May, and then multiple incidents have alleged by abuse, including physical altercations, and emotional manipulation. He has been harassing her, and she had to really fight to really get her child to go on a plane with her, which is crazy. So DDG fires back on his own claims, accusing her of threat, self-harm, alarming texts like, "I'm going to hurt myself tonight," stalking him with air tags, hitting, he basically accusing of her of like she's gonna self-harm herself. He's like accusing her of like stalking him with air tags, hitting in his car, baby diaper bags, and even vitamin bottles. Showing up uninvited to a theater, allegedly trying to fight a woman he was with, which is crazy. Another thing was DDG tried to block Hailey from taking Halo on a work trip to Italy, claiming it would have left the child without emergency protection. The judge denied his request, siding with Hailey due to these obligations, which is crazy to me. It's like, okay, he's messed up in the head. Be careful who you sleep with. Okay, be careful who you sleep with. So the current status right now is that DDG is now has a professional monitor visitation twice a week and every other Sunday. The court emphasized that the monitor job includes making sure that DDG doesn't sneak any social media posts of Halo. So, yeah, it is crazy. To me, I don't understand these girls, especially with Sky Jackson. I don't understand these girls that be going with these low-cal men when you're so beautiful, so classy. You know what I mean? Like, why would you double down yourself? Why would you double down your worth? Why would you settle? I don't understand that. Like, you're in your 20s, okay? You're not like you're in your teens or a kid. You're in your 20s. And I get it. It takes a while to really, find yourself in your 20s. I understand sometimes you could be in your 20s and you could be really immature, but it's like, I don't know. You know what I mean? it's you would think you have some common sense. Even if it's not 100, you at least have some common sense to like not sleep with this person, knowing that you know the red flags of what they could do to you. Anyway, what do you guys think of everything that's been going on with Black Love? Do you think it's dying? Do you think it'll ever make a comeback? Do you think anything will change? What do you guys think about Haley Bailey and her situation, including Cardi B and Offset? He even tried to come at Cardi B with like emotional distress, like spouse situation. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. You're both toxic. You both crazy. And it's like, come on now. Are you for real, Offset? Are you for real? Are you for real? So dumb. Anyway, y'all, what do you guys think about the whole situation? I would love to know your thoughts and opinions on Black Love. I would love to know your thoughts and opinions on Cardi B and Offset situation and their back and forth drama. I would love to know what you guys think about Haley Bailey and her situation as well. I love you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing school year. Look out for the last and final episode of Talk to Me Sister, which is next week, which is the last and final episode for season 1. On the YouTube channel, we will be doing more word information, manifestation. We're going to be doing movies and TV shows. I haven't done as much movies and TV shows on the podcast, and I do apologize for that. But I definitely want to try to transition it to the channel and not so much on the podcast. Every now and then, occasionally, I'll talk about it on the podcast, but I feel like I would do better on the channel and just do pop culture on here. What do you guys think? Because I'm going to test it out after the season is done, as I'm doing the finance podcast, which is Stop Stalking Me podcast. Make sure to check that out if you haven't already. Go binge all of the seasons leading up to season 6, which is September 1st. So there you go. But before we go, we are going to be doing a Bible scripture to get you going for the school year. So we're going to do James 1st, 5 through 6. If any of you lack wisdom, he should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it'll be given to him. But when he asks, he must believe and not doubt, because he who doubts is like the wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. And then we're going to do, we got the enemy one. So this one is, for the Lord your God is the one who goes with you to fight for you against your enemies and to give you victory. You have the power, you have the victory to overcome any enemy, any obstacle, any challenges that you may face in life, whether it's in relationships, betrayal of friendships, family, friends of family, and so much more. Protect your peace. Okay, know your worth. Do not settle. You are a warrior. You are a child of God. You are a queen. You are a princess. And you are a prince, and all that good stuff when it comes to being God's child. So do not settle. Know your worth. And I hope you guys have an amazing back to school. Make sure you guys come back for the last episode of season 1. Episode 13. This is episode 12. I hope you guys have been loving this season with pop culture, a little bit of movies and TV shows to some degree. I am continuing to watch The Summer I Turned Pretty. I'll let you guys know my thoughts and everything next week. I love you guys. I will see you guys next Friday. Have an amazing weekend. Bye.